What is up, everybody? Crustless Crypto here, back in the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. I'll be doing $100 worth of EGLD giveaway once we hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. Just unlocked community posts. I'm super excited about that. Thank you guys so much. I'm so happy. It's an awesome weekend. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. I do have a website, crustlesscrypto.com. If you want to get your most latest and greatest crypto updates and news, come here. It's updated daily. I also have a Twitter. Please follow me on there. Support it. I only got 78 followers. Help your boy out. Lastly, I do have a Patreon. If you want to pledge, it's only $2.50 a month. If there's some benefits or rewards you guys would like me to add in here, please let me know and I'll do so. I'll just help support the channel and helps keep things moving, you know, for the betterment of the community, right? So let's get into this video. I have awesome news and updates for you guys here. Bitcoin actually went over $60,000. This is huge. Now, before I get into anything else, I want to look at Bitcoin. Guys, $61,000. Market cap's at $1.1 trillion. Man, 2016, 17, I believe, Bitcoin is only at $700. Can you believe how far it's came? Look at that. It went all the way down to 29 grand in July 19th. And as you can see here, we're breaking highs. Predictions are going to be met. I believe Bitcoin's going to be $100,000 sooner or later. It's just a matter of time. Now, super excited with that. Take a look at Elrond, which is kind of my favorite coin. You know, you guys all know me. $248 again, $245 now. It's been trading sideways for the past couple of weeks or so. I'd say maybe the past month. Like I said in my last video, I do not see in the foreseeable future, short term, my opinion, any significant price movements, but it is sustaining its current price at $250. It's hovering around that price. I like to see it, you know, maintaining kind of some levels of support. We will see exactly where it's going to go. Again, like I said, I need a little bit more time to see where we're going. Now, with the Mara exchange, I think that is what's going to be the catalyst for EGLD to actually explode. You know, I've said in my last video, $500 to $1,000 at least by this Christmas. So we'll just have to see. I mean, it's at $4.7 billion market cap, nowhere near as much as where it should be. Super undervalued. So we'll continue to monitor that. So Benjamin Minku coming out, read and reread. Join the ecosystem, find a way to contribute, be a part of the coming super cycle. So Chris Dixon had talked about Web 3.0, right? It is the internet owned by the builders and users, orchestrated with tokens. Now, it's going to relate to Elrond in a minute here. So why does Web 3 matter? First, let's look at the problems with decentralized platforms. I wrote more about this back in 2018. So he did a whole blog post on why decentralization matters. I will not get into it in this video. Please feel free to check it out. I'm going to be talking more about, you know, this specific post in regards to Web 3.0. Now, he says centralized platforms follow a predictable life cycle. At first, they do everything they can to recruit users and third-party complements like creators, developers, and businesses. They do this to strengthen their network effect. As platforms move up the adoption S-curve, their power over users and third parties steadily grows. So as you can see here from this graphic, also make sure you check him out and follow him on Twitter. Platform's relation to users, and then the platform relationship to complements, right? Developers, creators, businesses. As you can see here, they both look relatively the same, but in terms of growth, right? Attract, time, extract. We have cooperate, time, compete. So when they hit the top of the S-curve, their relationships with network participants change from positive sum to zero sum. To continue growing requires extracting data from users and competing with former partners. Famous examples of this is Microsoft versus Netscape, Google versus Yelp, Facebook versus Zynga, and on, right? For third parties, the transition from cooperation to competition feels like a bait and switch. Over time, the best entrepreneurs, developers, and investors have learned to not build up on top of centralized platforms. This has stifled innovation because if everything is centralized, only the people who are running those centralized platforms are, you know, they can rather censor information or control the flow of information freedoms. Now let's talk about Web 3. So in Web 3, ownership and control is decentralized, right? Users and builders can own pieces of the internet services by owning tokens, both NFTs and fungible. Tokens give users property rights, the ability to own a piece of the internet real estate. NFTs give users the abilities to own objects, which can be art, photos, code, music, text, game objects, credentials, etc., right? NFTs exist on top of blockchains like Ethereum, and we all know how Ethereum is decentralized, right? And blockchains are special computers that anyone can access but no one owns. Ethereum is powered by a fungible token, Ethereum, which is used to incentivize the physical computers that underlie the system. Ethereum is also the system's native currency for our transactions like NFT purchases. Now, there are many ways to acquire fungible and non-fungible tokens. You can buy them, but you can also earn them through many different ways, depending on the blockchain as well. Uniswap famously retroactively airdropped 15% of its governance tokens to early users of the protocol. Community grants like this have become common in Web 3.0 as a way to build goodwill and incentivize adoption. And you can also earn tokens through creative and entrepreneurial activities. For example, people are earning roughly $100 million worth of Ethereum per day just selling NFTs, guys, and that's insane. Tokens align network participants to work together toward a common goal, the growth of the network and the appreciation of the token's value, right? Which a lot of people want to see. This fixes the core problem of centralized networks where the value is accumulated by one company and the company ends up fighting its own users and partners in terms of stock. Think of stock prices, right? You have the board of directors. They probably own the most amount of stock. They have more rights in terms of voting where the company goes and, you know, the goals, the vision, etc. But when you have a decentralized platform, it's going to be taken no board of directors, so to say. It's going to be in the hands of the people, a true democratic, in a way, you know, ecosystem. This fixes the core problem of centralized networks where the value is accumulated by one company, just like I said, and the company ends up fighting its users and partners. I think I just repeated myself, but that's important to hit on. Before Web3, users and builders had to choose between the limited functionality of Web 1 or the corporate centralized model of Web 2. And then lastly, Web 3 offers a new way that combines the best aspects of the previous eras, and it's very early in this movement and a great time to be involved. Now, with all that said, might seem like a mouthful, but it's important for me to say that verbatim. Thank you, Chris Dixon, for the information. This is huge. Web 3.0 is a shift in where we're going in terms of technology, society, and a connected world. Now with blockchain, there's so many different things you can do with blockchain. I mean, NFTs are a thing, art, digital artwork. I mean, doing loans, you know, from peer to peer. All that stuff is going to be coming into fruition, and relating it to the Elrond network, what the Mara exchange is trying to do. It's not just a Uniswap or a pancake swap. It's doing more than that. Farming, staking, obviously, being able to do loans, you know, interact from customer to customer, NFT marketplace. Those are the things that's going to be on the Mara exchange, and those are huge things to talk about, and it's important that we need to wait for that to come into fruition. Now, with that said, I want to also talk about some updates that they have, some announcements. Passportable Elrond accounts on multiple chains and platforms via the Litentry Decentralized Identity Aggregator. So that's a mouthful. So let's read here. We have started a collaboration with Litentry, a DID aggregation platform that unifies ownership of the multiple accounts and associated assets on different blockchains under one identity. One of the most exciting products utilizing the Litentry registrar service is a MyCrypto profile, which links Twitter accounts to blockchain wallets and provides useful information via a web extension. Other interesting use cases include privately using certain identity information to anonymously determine certain properties, such as establishing if an account is a heavy NFT collector or a strong hands investor. For example, by aggregating all the information about all the NFTs and investments for an account, but without revealing the actual identity. So in my opinion, it's kind of like whale watchers. These guys go out there, look for wallets that hold the biggest number of coins, such as Elrond or Bitcoin, and they track the movements of these amounts, whether it's going to an exchange, whether it's going to another person. Now, in terms of aggregating, right, it's collecting this data, but without, you know, saying, oh, this is this dude, first name, last name. No, they can tell based on transactions and holdings. Is this guy been holding the same amount in this wallet for a year compared to this guy who's been just buying NFTs because just tracking the addresses? So this is cool. I mean, people probably don't like to be invaded on in terms of what they do with their transactions, but being able to, you know, identify what wallets perform what functions, you know, primarily, you can kind of collect a personality profile based on who potentially is probably behind this wallet and who are actually the wallet holders, the wallet owners. So this is interesting. Through our collaboration, Elrond users will be able to pass their identity across the different platforms that Liteform will support and tap into an interesting potential use cases, such as displaying your Elrond NFT collection on Twitter and many other creative use cases that can be enabled by the DID aggregator. So, coming from Medium and Miku, the ability to privately integrate information about accounts and assets into processes spanning multiple different platforms will put Elrond Network at the forefront of the Web 3.0 transformation, and relating it to our last thing that we just covered. See what I'm saying here? We look forward to the creative use cases that will be enabled by the Litentry integration. And this is coming from the Litentry founder and CEO Hanwen Ching. Litentry is on a mission to establish self-sovereign identity across the technological barriers of the individual platforms that will collectively make up the Web 3.0 landscape. We're excited to make the Elrond Network an integral part of our ambitious vision and to explore the possibilities of deeper integration using their innovative tech. So, very big news, guys. Again, Web 3.0, and that is method to the madness, right? Now, lastly, I'm going to be talking about a couple tweets here. This is coming from Crypto Text. Make sure you check him out. Follow him if necessary. Few EGLD. So what he's talking about here is the mechanics of decentralized finance hypergrowth. So I'm going to read this very briefly. Now, each DeFi component can be seen as an economic engine in its own right, each tackling a hard trillion-dollar problem of global significance. Thus, when put together, they form a digital flywheel enabling unprecedented economic growth. All of them are being built anew on the Elrond network, all by independent, heterogeneous teams acting in concert as part of a global consensus mechanism, all powered by the EGLD native currency, all using Elrond's native throughput and inexpensiveness, coupled with the Myra's intuitive simplicity to unlock a set of new markets at scale. Now, by onboarding the next billion people to this new economy, we will give birth to a $100 trillion market opportunity, and that is a fact. During the next few days, the designs for each module with their economic models and implications will be unveiled. The first module will go live on the Hypergrowth Day 95, with each subsequent model to follow roughly 2 months after. With each DeFi engine set in motion, Elrond's growth will shift up a gear, and we are already beginning to see that. Swaps, lending, launchpads, synthetics, NFTs, ESDTs, stablecoins, and bridges working automatically, near instantly, inexpensively, again at a global internet scale, right? Usable by nations, banks, businesses, startups, or private individuals, permissionless, decentralized, open source, accessible to anyone, anywhere. And this is the Elrond DeFi 2.0 module, and it's about to come live. So it's really huge, guys. The era of autonomous banking is truly going to be here. So just take that in, guys. Make sure you check them out. This is very insightful. Now, Divixman, also a big EGLD holder and supporter, he actually pointed something out, which is good news for Bitcoin, and it might be one of the reasons why it's been rising. Now, the SEC approves the Bitcoin ETFs, opening crypto to wilder investor base. This is coming straight from CoinDesk now. Now, let's check this out. Without going too much into detail, after years of trial and error by would-be fund sponsors, cryptocurrency investing is finally opening up to the masses with a tacit U.S. approval of a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund. The SEC greenlighted Bitcoin futures ETFs in a first for the industry on Friday, after the regulator's 5 commissioners met on the issue. ProShares, which filed for its Bitcoin strategy ETF this past summer, may be the first to launch next week. So this company filed a post-effective amended prospectus on October 15th, stating its filing is expected to launch on Monday. So this is huge. Even though the fund may not begin trading immediately, they're getting things set up. Now, in my opinion, this was always a plan. I believe that the people who are in power positions were waiting to accumulate before they want to FUD Bitcoin as much as possible, this is my opinion, to get the price down. So when they're ready to have the price go soaring, they're in a good position, right? So this is huge. Now, I'm not going to get into much more in that article. If you want to check it out, I'll have the link in my description down below. But this is important to note that Bitcoin will lead the cryptocurrency space. Everything kind of tags to Bitcoin, right? I don't see it could affect alts in terms of Bitcoin dominance, but the alts will prosper in time as well. And each one will prosper based on how their respective ecosystems are. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Awesome updates. Make sure you guys check each and every one of these people who put in the work to get this kind of stuff. I just cover it, and I kind of do my own research as well. I hope you guys are having a wonderful rest of your weekend. Again, let's get to 1,000 subscribers. I'll be giving away $100 in EGLD. Free money, guys. I hope everyone has a good rest of your weekend. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video.